was great. This past week, I felt like it's been like Real Housewives in the book. So I was wondering, does anybody have any like really juicy Mean Girl stories from their own past, or Mean Boys? There could be Mean Girls too. I don't. Just go for it.
I really don't, believe it or not. Like I write such Mean Girls, but I think like all my Mean Girls have like a good reason for being the way they are. I learned really early, and again, I think this comes back to like really small high school. So like, there's really no fun in picking on someone you've known your whole life. But I learned really early on that if you're funny, people really leave you the hell alone because you're probably going to say something really mean back, and then everyone will laugh. And so I was mostly left in peace. So I actually, like, I think my Mean Girls are just like, they must just live in my imagination. Maybe I'm the Mean Girl. Oh my god. I just realized that.
Psychological breakthroughs.
I know, right here. I'm gonna start crying soon. It's gonna be epic.
Well, I don't know if it's something in the water, but teenage girls in Brooklyn, I think for the most part, all of them are mean. I have more than a few stories, but I remember one day I was riding the subway and I went to junior high school with this girl. It was my freshman year in high school. And I said, "Hey, Olympia, how you doing?" She was standing with two other girls that I knew. And she looked me in my face and said, "Keep walking." So that's my Mean Girl story.
For me, I always felt like, well, my Mean Girl experience came in middle school. Like, whenever I see movies where the Mean Girls are in high school, I feel like it's not really true. I feel like we peak in our meanness when we're like 14, and then we sort of chill out a little bit after that. So in 8th grade, there was one girl in my school. I can't even begin to tell you the evil things. I mean, she actually came up with an I won't say the girl's name in case anyone knows her. We'll say her name is Jennifer petition, and had people in our school sign it, like to try and get her to drop out of school because she didn't want her there anymore. I mean, this was how evil this girl. She was pretty evil. Luckily, she chilled out in high school. All of a sudden, she just became normal. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was hormonal. I don't know what was going on, but through 7th and 8th grade, she just tortured basically everyone, and I was one of those people. She basically got like her minions to come up to me and call me anorexic in homeroom and try to humiliate me and all this kind of stuff. I actually wrote about it. I don't know if you guys know about that anthology, Dear Bully, that just came out from HarperCollins. I wrote about her for that because it kind of felt like the experience getting through what she did to me and what she did to all my friends was kind of cathartic, and it kind of helped me become more solid about who I am. So I think that Mean Girls kind of can serve a positive purpose in that way. But in high school, I feel like people were a little more chill, or if they were going to be mean, it was more about kind of like ignoring you. And that could just almost hit harder than words sometimes when they just sort of pretended you didn't exist. So those are my Mean Girl experiences.
In defense of all of your Mean Girls, they all end up with a sympathetic streak at some point. So, but mostly mean. And I can totally empathize with you, Christopher, because when I was 12, I sent my friend up to this girl, Lindsay, to ask her out for me, because that's what you do when you're 12. And he walked up to her, and she was very animated, and I thought that was a positive thing. And when he came back, I said, "Well, what did she say?" And he said, "Well, if I'm going to quote her exactly, it was, no, 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 never, never, never." So, and then when I was 14, some girl made fun of my short shorts when I was running track. I've been scarred ever since. So one of the other things that your books all have in common, and maybe this is YA in general, but is the dark, mysterious boy that appears and may not be who he appears to be. And as a former super nerd, I always read these books, and I'm like, go for the nice guy who's helping you with homework. Go for the nice guy. They never do. Those are the guys that get no, 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 never, never, never. So what is it about these mysterious, dark strangers that keeps us coming back to them? Why can't we say yes to the nice boy? Why can't we write them? I can't do it either.
My girl says yes to the nice boy eventually.
Okay.
If that makes you feel any better.
Yeah, that makes me feel much better.
Basically, I think there's something hardwired, I don't know, into my DNA. I don't know if it's every woman's DNA, but like to be the person who cracks through that exterior and finds like, there has to be some mushy, sweet guy inside who just, wants to be kind and sweet. And, it's this weird thing that you think is going to happen. I don't know if movies have done it to us or television or what, but it's there. And I just keep thinking of Stefan from the Vampire Diaries, like he was so evil and then Elena got to him and he's in love with her and all that stuff. So I think that's where that comes from. In my case, that guy ends up murdered. And she ends up with a nice guy, so good for you. The nice guys go.
Yeah, I am firmly team nice guy in my actual life. Except, although I always joke, like with Twilight, like I would be team Jacob if I weren't so firmly team go to college Bella. Maybe kiss some other dudes. Like that's my team.
God, can you help that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So I don't know. I think that like you're definitely doing like in an archetype that's been there for a very long time. Like, you know, in Mr. Darcy to some degree, in Pride and Prejudice, Mr. Rochester and Jane Eyre, Heathcliff, only he's super psychotic. He like hangs his wife's dog, like just like for fun, like just to be like, in case you didn't get the memo that I don't like you, here's your dog. So I think like that, it's a powerful image, and I think that Kate's exactly right. That sort of idea of like, oh, he's traveled the world being evil and seducing ladies, but now he loves me. Like I have like sort of tamed this, you know, thing. Although I will say like my dark mysterious boy in Hex Hall, I think to some degree is playing that part. If you read the book, he has like some major secrets in terms of his identity and what his real agenda is. And so whenever people talk about Archer being like that sort of like mysterious boy, I always think like, I think that he's read enough teen novels and watched enough Vampire Diaries to maybe get that like, oh, is this what girls want? Is this how I blend into this high school? Well, so be it. I'm gonna stand over here. And I at one point literally have him putting his hand through his hair, and like every time I read that, I'm like, oh God, like no one does that. So, I just see him like against the tree, like yeah, like he's in slow mo. But yeah, I do. I think it's that thing of like, now this is a catch worth having because I had to like chase him down and, you know, beat other girls off with sticks and things. So.
My cool mysterious guy is a star basketball player. I think any nerdy guy like myself wanted to be that star basketball player. You know, he'd get all the girls. He was the most popular guy and got to sit in the best seat in the class. Didn't have to study. Got extra chicken sandwiches from the lunch lady because he flirted with her. But I would see these guys, and there's a lot of them that are in my neighborhood. They were really quick and witty. They were good rappers. So we're 16 years old, and they stand in the corner rapping. 26 years old, still in the corner rapping. 36 years old, still in the corner rapping. But what I realized is that those guys peaked. You know, I might not have been the coolest guy in junior high school, but I didn't feel like I peaked. And I see some of these dudes, they still got the handle, still got the jump shot, but you know, the high point of their life was high school.
So that was one of the main things I was wondering as I was